Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, November 8th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol DJT. Been tracking this one very routinely, and this may very well be the last time it's on the list for a while, just because it's looking like it might be game over in terms of just kind of all the hoopla and all the volatility. Today there was that gap down, and then even after the gap down, not very volatile. Yeah, you got a little bit of a bounce here, but not nearly as big as past bounces. Then it kind of just drifted into the small range. You look down here at volume, very, very low volume compared to past days. So that's not to say that, kind of the drama, volume cannot return to it. I'm just saying as of now, it's looking like the volume and the drama is basically gone. So like I said, I just wanted to do one final update here. But first key dynamic is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as resistance, and you can see this actually played out perfectly here. Price broke down below it at that point, so you'd expect it to act as resistance, and you can see right there resistance, 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 resistance. So moving forward, 29.35 now would be the main area of resistance if this thing does try to bounce back to the upwards direction. In terms of areas of support, nothing fancy or complicated here. Just a question of where did the bleeding finally stop today? So let's change that to green. And the bleeding stopped today right down there at $27, and we'll call it 85 cents. So like I said, very, very tight range right now. And within this tight range, very, very low volume, which is suggesting that, yeah, looking like it's kind of dropping off people's radars for the time being. But like I said, if something happens and the volume begins to pour back in, then I'm sure I'll be back to update it at that point. Next one, WBUY. WBUY. So yeah, WBUY. Let's first start with the area of support here, and this one's pretty straightforward. You can see a couple times the price has come down to right around this area here at 0.248, and you can see not only did it hold strong during that opening 30 minutes, but it also came down there and basically hit it right off it against and close right there. And as I speak right now, you can see there's a little miniature pullback here occurring. So while nothing is guaranteed, it is more than valid to think and say, if the price comes down to that area, I think it's going to bounce back up there again. Again, not crazy because, it's happened a couple of times before. But to be fair, nothing is guaranteed. So if the price comes down there, breaks down below there, that could get a little rough. But that's why risk management matters, because somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. In the event the price does break down through the 0.248 mark, next key area of support would be down there. Purple line, 50-period moving average right now valued at 0.176. In the event that the price tries to turn itself back around, key area of resistance right now going to be that trend line right there. You can see it's done a very good job of forecasting where these sellers have been showing up at. So if you're somebody that likes to play breakouts, and if the price curves back around and gets up through there, then I could see buying the breakout making sense for you. But overall, a lot of volume, in fact, a whole lot of volume today. Good volatility, and we'll see if the price is going to retest this support if it wants to try to curl back upwards and break through that resistance. Next one, SMCI, and talked about this one late day yesterday, how it was really starting to show some signs of life. And the big question mark going into today was those signs of life going to continue? And yeah, it definitely continued as the price is now sitting even higher than where it was. So a couple updates that needs to be done. That first one, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So ideally speaking, if the price can stay above 23.85 now moving forward, that would certainly make the chart look the absolute strongest. With that being said, if the price does not hold above there, not the end of the world, because this trend line that I drew here, that I do want to keep in play right now. Let me change so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. That would ultimately be the overarching level, because as long as the price stays above that trend line, then that by definition means the price is putting in higher lows, and higher lows, assuming you're bullish, is what you want to see, because higher lows is what builds those uptrends. So keep it on that trend line there. I would consider that way more important than 23.85. But yeah, if the price could stay above 23.85, that would definitely be a good thing. In terms of areas of resistance, price is actually above there. Okay, yeah, this gap close location right here around, let's just call it 26.75, next key battleground. But all in all, another very solid day. Next one, PLTR, slow and steady wins the race on this one. And maybe you've already observed this, but right here at 56.50, definitely a very key level. That is where the price got rejected from the opening 30 minutes. And then this afternoon, you can see price never hit it exactly, but is just cruising right down below that area. So call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. When key levels like this are broken, especially when you can assume a lot of other people are watching and wondering the same things. But if this level is to be broken, like I said, valid to assume that that could very well create upside buying pressure. Again, no guarantee, but by no means could somebody accuse you of being just crazy and having no logic behind your thoughts. In terms of areas of support, as we just talked about, the ideal level, meaning what would make this chart look the absolute strongest, that would be a 53.50 can hold. But from the overarching standpoint, just keep an eye on that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. And as that line, keyword being moves, so as that line moves higher and higher, as long as the price does stay above that trend line, then the overall trend is fully in the bull's favor. But once again, slow and steady has been this one's MO, and it's working out well. Next one, NVDA, and very, very nice. I'm going to go through this quicker because a lot of what I'm saying is what I just said. So first key update, when levels of resistance are broken, you want to see them act as support. And 146.50 is now the new ideal level. So one final time as a reminder, what would make the chart look the strongest? Definitely if the price can stay above there. But from the overarching standpoint, as far as, hey, is the overall trend, is the overall health of the chart still bullish? As long as the price stays above that 50-period moving average as it moves higher and higher, then the overall trend fully in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, pretty straightforward here. Got very, very flat today, right up around that 148.80 mark, give or take a little bit. But you can see just this general area on the chart has been a problem. Lots of sellers hanging around in that area. So that's not to say the price can't be broken, but it's just saying that, yeah, apparently the bulls are going to have to bring their A game if they are going to be able to push through 148.80 on Friday. So we'll see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage you can use to get signed up. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally missed it. That is okay. It will be recorded. So if you would like a link to this recording, then just send me a link to send me an email to clay@claychart.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one, TSLA Tesla. Very, very nice breakout on this one today. You can see broke out this morning right there, and then got some good follow through. And then after that, just got very, very tight range on the day. So first update, as I've said, when levels of resistance are broken and close above, you want to see them act as support. So that trend line now becomes that ideal level of support, which is what it is now. And then as far as the overall health indicator, if you will, well, then yeah, you guessed it. It is that purple line there, 50-period moving average. So as long as the price stays above there, everything is perfectly fine. In terms of levels of resistance, once again, with this very tight range that has formed, you have a nice little area right there, very well defined. So keep a close eye on that. But yeah, no doubt about it. Very, very tight range this afternoon. Not a whole lot of movement. And I suppose that's just the market kind of absorbing the Fed's decision. But we'll see what happens with it. But certainly some very well-defined technical levels headed into Friday. Next one, ENSC. This is very, very interesting because it started off the day very volatile all the way up here and then pulled back. And around here, it always becomes a little sketchy because it becomes a very good question to say, is this the start of a pump and dump? Is this just some sort of gap and trap? And as of now, seemingly no, because the price has at least gone sideways. Now, don't get me wrong, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there's a big move up, just because it came down and now the price is going sideways, does not mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to explode back upwards. Is it valid? Is it logical? Yeah, it becomes logical at this point in time. So on that note, main area of support is, yeah, you guessed it, right where the bleeding essentially stopped at right around the 66-cent mark. Now, I realize that was just from the first 30 minutes. Late day, the price never got down there quite, but like I said, we'll give it a little bit of wiggle room and call the key area of support there at 66 cents. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground to keep an eye on, going to be that area of resistance right there, so keep an eye on that. So you have basically a little bit of a wedge formation that has formed right here, so it's just a question of can this come up and get the breakout through it. So we'll have to see what happens on Friday. Next one, FREY. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Wednesday. I talked about this pennant pattern here, and you can see this morning got the breakout from it, and the rest is history. Beautiful example of a bull pennant breakout, so we'll just get rid of those lines and start afresh. Although at this point, I would say that this thing's looking like it's probably going to need a pullback because we have what is known as, let me get the resistance, whoops, did not mean to grab that. Let's try that again. And let me change that to green to represent support. But what we have here is a rising wedge pattern, which is actually bearish. Now, very quickly, before you go and freak out, just because there's a bullish pattern doesn't mean the price is going to go up. Same is true for bearish patterns. And that does not mean the price is going to go down. And also, when I say a pullback, that does not mean that the price is going to drop all the way down here. That'd be a full-blown reversal or crash. Pullbacks can be very healthy, so there is nothing inherently wrong with the pullback. I mean, think about it. The price could come all the way here, level out, but what would you still have from the big picture standpoint? You'd still have a low there, you'd have lows there, you'd have lows there, and you envision those as stair steps, and you still have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. So like I said, don't panic too much at the prospects of a pullback, but that is what the technical pattern is suggesting. But all in all, very, very powerful looking chart from a bigger picture standpoint. Next one here, IONQ, and we have ourselves, well, a bull pennant pattern. So as I just talked about, just because there's a bullish pattern does not mean the price is going to go up. Just because there's a bearish pattern, the price is not going to go down. But here we definitely have, let me just do this because I want it to be nice and proportionate. There we go. So change that to green. That is our support. And then to make it easier to see, let's keep it one color. So we have a very clear flat top resistance there. We have an uptrend at the same time. We have this explosion right there. If you golfers try to make it a little bit more visual for you, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So if you like stocks in this price range, you like bull pennant patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one, TQQQ. Very, very nice day on this one. Going to go ahead and just get rid of that because from a support standpoint, I'm just going to extend this try that again. There we go. I'm just going to extend this trend line out here and call that the ideal level of support. So again, ideally, if the chart can stay above there, that would be a great sign of strength. But from the big picture point of view, just continue to watch that purple line like I've mentioned on other charts. And as that line moves higher and higher, then as long as the price stays above there, the overall trend is totally healthy. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, yeah, I think I was getting too fancy. I don't need to get that fancy. Let's just keep it at, let's just keep it basic. Where did the party finally stop today for the bulls? That was right up there at the $83 mark. So $83, which I think might be, is that all time? I don't know. That might be all-time highs, or it's certainly the highest it's been in a very, very long time. But it could be all-time highs. But regardless, 83 will be that public enemy number one headed into Friday. But anyway, look at it. Higher highs and higher lows. The market's seemingly liking the results of the election as things just keep chipping away. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any sort of pullback, and if so, will the pullback respect this trend line? Only time will tell. I'll get to Bitcoin in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, if you do want to learn more, like I mentioned earlier, about how to use this tool, then definitely go get signed up for the free live webinar. It'll be this evening, Thursday, November 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there, but if you can't make it for whatever reason, go ahead and send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, we are on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And I like to do that because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and so I want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So by using this longer time frame and then walking you through some questions, I can make this analysis last for as long as possible. So on that note, the upwards move continues, and let's just, moving forward, assume that you're watching this video 15-20 hours after I upload it. Question number one you need to ask yourself, same question as yesterday, where is the price at relative to 73,700? As long as you're answering the question that the price is above that level, everything is still perfectly fine. Because even if the price were to be down around here, that would still be giving you a very, very nice, solid overall higher low compared to the last consolidation period. Now, if you are saying, well, Clay, actually the price is down below that level, next immediate question, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the 50-period moving average? If somehow you're answering the question, the price is down below there, that's where things start to get a little sketchy. And I'm still not even going to say the chart is ruined or anything like that, but it does become a little bit worrisome because that would imply a pretty big pullback is underway. but you still do have the 200 period below you. So that's why I'd say from a bigger picture standpoint, it's still not really that massive of a red flag. Now, if somehow you're saying, well, actually, Clay, well, the price is also down below there, well, then something has gone very wrong. There's been a massive sell-off, so I'd be pretty shocked if you're answering it in that way. And then on the flip side of things, common sense will take you far. If you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is above 73,700 and it's actually like way up here. Well, all that's telling you is that this current upwards move here has just continued and gotten that much stronger and that much more attractive. So keep your eye on these levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep this analysis relevant until I'm back to update it again. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for the free live class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So get signed up. Like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, November 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you cannot make it live, like I said earlier, go ahead and send me an email to clay@claytrade.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. As far as these videos, and hey, I enjoy them, Clay, how can I help out the channel even if I don't have any money? Just hit the subscribe button. Well, that one little click can really help out and really goes a long way. So if you could do that, I thank you in advance. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free class, or if you need to, go ahead and drop me an email.